So, Kyle, I want to start with the NIL stuff. When did you first realize that it was actually going to happen?
I don't think I first realized it was actually going to happen until it actually happened. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on back and forth between the NCAA and then everybody who said they had insider information on it or whatever. But I mean, July 1st came and they actually passed the rule. So the ball kind of got rolling really fast from there. And me and my family, we've been handling it. My mom, my brother, especially, have been playing a big part in like facilitating emails and stuff like that. So I have to deal with it and getting stuff set up in the summer, so I can just focus on football during the season. So it's been going well, but right now it's time to focus on football.
What has the summer taught you about business in general? What have you learned about business that you can't learn in a class?
It's okay to say no. I've learned that for sure, because if I said yes to everything, it'd be a hectic fall, and that's not what I need right now. So yeah, learning to say no is okay.
So if somebody reaches out, if a brand reaches out and they're interested in you, what's the next step from your perspective? How does it actually work?
I would say just converse with my family on whether this is a fit for me, whether it's right for me, whether I have the time for it or not. Will this show me in a good light, be good for my brand, not only now but going forward? And from there, just if it's a yes, then let whoever reached out, let them know, and kind of get the ball rolling as soon as possible from there, and not make it too big of a deal, too much on my plate. At the same time, take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm. And Coach Freeman steps into the building now. How would you define his style, his personality?
Coach Freeman's he's a light in the room every time he walks in. He keeps energy high, keeps morale really high, and we really appreciate that. And he makes it serious, but not more serious than it needs to be, if that makes sense. And he keeps us confident every day and just lets us know that he's not calling specific plays for us to do well. We're just football players at the end of the day, and we just execute. We make plays ourselves, and there's not really plays for getting off a block and making a tackle. Like, that's just stuff you have to do. And he emphasizes that and emphasizes our talents and keeps us all level-headed and confident going into the game.
Just schematically, what will feel different about your role?
I feel like everybody in the safety room has to be able to cover this year. We're not isolated, but at the same time, we do have some man integrity within our defense, especially at the safety position. And the safeties have to work together really well. And we got to communicate with the whole defense. And I think we'll be better football players for it. But at the same time, we're going to adapt throughout the season. I mean, we are running a new defense, so I doubt it's gonna be perfect game one, but we'll be fine, I think, and try to minimize the mistakes going forward.
What's the likelihood we see you playing a little bit of offense this year?
Very low, probably zero.
Did that ever actually get tossed around, or was that all just nonsense?
It was. I'm not going to disclose that. I don't think it's my place to do so, but I mean, it's kind of just been a joke from me and Coach Reese ever since freshman year.
Yeah. How's your relationship with Coach Reese, by the way?
It's awesome. We got to get out and golf sometime soon. I don't know when that's going to happen, but he's an awesome guy. He's obviously very relatable, big-time players coach, but at the same time, he takes care of his business, and the quarterbacks love him for being honest, pretty bluntly honest with them, and makes them understand what they need to get better at, what they're doing well at, and he does a great job of balancing out the good and the bad.
How do you use your offensive skill set playing safety?
I would say just quickness, kind of anticipating routes, anticipating where the ball is going to be at, knowing how to play the ball. I feel like that helps me. At the same time, kind of thinking like a receiver, like having this split will help me take this release if I'm playing receiver. So obviously as a defender, that would be helpful to know. And just watching film from a receiver's perspective of why he's doing this to at this certain moment, or why he's taking this release to do this route and stuff like that. And I think when you think of it on the defensive side of the ball, it can get kind of cloudy, but it helps you understand more of why things are happening if you look at it from an offense perspective, what they're trying to get done on the play.
How about when the ball's in the air in particular?
Probably just going up and getting it. I mean, at that point, it doesn't matter whether you're on offense or defense. You just got to go. I think it's a mindset at that point. People say 50-50 balls, and I think that needs to be 100-0 on either side of the ball. Receiver needs to think that way. DB needs to think that way. So whoever is more confident in their ability to go up and get it, no matter how big or tall or athletic you are, I feel like anybody can go up and get it, and it's all mindset based. So I think we'll set the tone with that in the back end. I think we're all pretty aggressive going up and getting balls, and you've shown that throughout camp, and hopefully get to show that on Sunday.
From your perspective as quarterback of the defense, describe for me the game of all three quarterbacks that we have on the roster.
Jack, I'm gonna give this comparison again because I just gave it earlier in our media, but he reminds me a lot of Mac Jones, who's obviously a great quarterback, and he got drafted pretty high this year, and he's just when playing against Mac, he's people say he's a game manager, but I just think that means he's a really good quarterback. And I mean, that's what they're there to do. They're there to manage the game and make plays when they're needed, minimize mistakes. And that's exactly what he's done all camp. And I'm pretty confident he'll do that throughout the season. Just puts the ball where it needs to be and when it needs to be there, and make sure all the checks are made. So I think he's done really well with that, especially being in a new system around all new people. He's done really well, and I commemorate him for that. Who else? Drew. I would say Drew, he's deceptively athletic. I think that people look at his measurables and kind of doubt him, but I mean, he's got good arm strength. He's very accurate. He can take criticism very well, and because I think Coach Reese is hardest on him. Kind of seems like a father-son relationship in my eyes, and he'll get on him really hard, but then Drew just comes back the next play and is super resilient about stuff, and that's one of the qualities that I love most about Drew. He's a fighter, and he's scrappy, if I were to describe him as a player. And then Tyler, I think Tyler has the utmost confidence in himself. I think his ceiling is as high as it can be, as high as he wants it to be. He's very athletic. He's got a strong arm. His arm angles are kind of crazy sometimes, how he's releasing the ball and where it ends up at. And I think he still does have some growing to go, but once he settles into his role here, I think he's going to be a really good quarterback.
Arm angle wise, is it Mahomes like?
I wouldn't put him on that level, but I'm not going to give him that much of a pat on the back. But Mahomes-esque, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got a little bit of that sidearm stuff. Any no look? Yeah. Is he doing any of the no look?
I think he'll get cussed out for that if he did. But no, he kind of just like flicks the ball in his hand, like zips out, and he can like when it comes out of his hand, you know that he's throwing it.
Yeah. How about this group of wide receivers? Because last year had some injuries, was banged up. We never got to see the full potential of it.
Right.
Who do you think is going to be able to stand out this year?
I think I wish there were more receiver spots on offense. Honestly, I think we have like 6 people who could start right now on any college team, and they're all really talented. Kev, Joe, Braden.
All right, start with Kev. Let's just go with Kev. Kevin Austin looks freaky. What's he look like on the field?
Yeah, he's just as talented looking as he is his talents. I mean, he's kind of an anomaly out there, how big he is, how fast he is, how agile and how much body control he has. He has great hands and great ball skills and goes up and gets it. And like I was saying earlier, he has that mentality where he just goes up and snags the ball. And it's not really something you can teach. And I'm excited for him to finally get his opportunity and just let it all rip this year. I think he's going to do amazing.
I love it, man. So from really day one, you with the program, you have just clicked into such a role that they need you. But now you're in a bit of a different role in terms of they need your mind. They need you as a leader. How has that sort of changed things, shifted things from your perspective as you've gone through the program?
Right. I feel like my first year, especially somewhat last year, a lot of my problems throughout the season were internal and just me focusing on what I need to do better, this and that. And obviously that's still one of my main focuses, but at the same time, I've tried to turn my focus outward to what other people need and what other people need from me. And I still kind of catch myself sometimes just like I need to be better at that, or just like body language and stuff like that, because obviously people are looking up to me and looking at me. guys my age and even guys older, guys younger than me. So kind of shifting my focus externally to showing people what needs to be done and how it needs to be done in a timely manner. And I think that once I get that down, it'll make the team a lot better.
What did you need from captains as a younger player?
I feel like I just needed positive reinforcement because coming in and playing really early, I mean, obviously it's a blessing, but it's a lot of stress, especially when you're one of the only younger guys playing in your class. So guys like Aloy and Jalen and a lot of other guys my freshman year kept me up and helped me understand that this is all part of the process. Everybody's gone through it and that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I feel like mentally that boost maybe mid-season throughout is definitely needed for the younger guys, for me especially when I was young.
What former players that are now maybe in the league, maybe out of the program, do you lean on to keep your mental right?
Nick McCloud is even though I only knew Nick for maybe 6 months, he's left a lasting impression on me. He's just a great guy, hilarious. He's a hard worker and very animated in the way he plays football, and it's funny to watch, but at the same time, like it's like, dang, I need to be that juiced up as Nick. And I'll talk to him here and then. We'll play video games together, and he's just like, keep grinding, bro. Like nothing's promised. Like he's obviously in the NFL now, and he's been telling me like it's competition every single day. Like doesn't get any lighter once you get to this level. So and he's really cool about it at the same time. So talking to Nick is very easy and has helped me a lot.
I love it. I just got to hang with Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah. We did the Cleveland Atlanta game. What has he told you about making the jump to the league?
Every time I call Wu, I just call Wu for a laugh. He's an awesome guy, and makes me crack up crying every single time I talk to him. But he's also giving me the same advice. He's like, look, like if you come in here and like do the things you need to do, like everything will go well for you. But also just focus on where your feet are right now and understand just taking one game at a time. Don't try to rush things and bring things about that haven't come yet. So he's all of them have just been telling me to enjoy my time in college, focus on college first. Whatever comes down the line, whether that's another year of school or whatever else beyond, just let that happen, let that play out when it does.
Of course. And you got your own podcast cranked up now. What is it called? In the Garage?
Inside the Garage, yep.
Inside the Garage. What makes a great podcast? What have you learned?
Out of the millions of podcasts, what makes a great one?
Yeah.
I would say just authenticity. Just
I agree.
Just
how do you do it?
I would say being translucent, not being completely transparent. Because you don't want to, obviously, in our position, you want to be completely transparent with whatever may be said that you don't want people to know about the program, one, or ourselves. But I mean, just also giving a real product that people like and people enjoy. And obviously our point of view coming from college football players at a rigorous academic school that's trying to compete for a national championship every year, yet at the same time having to compete with some of the smartest kids in the world on a daily basis in the class. It's like we have a unique perspective. We're from all over the country, and one of us is a walk-on. So this perspective isn't really told to a lot of America. There's not really many outlets for it. So I feel like we're providing to a market space that hasn't been provided to yet. And even though there is a big market for it. So hopefully we can, we're hoping this is just the start of something that's very long-term and just getting things started up right now.
So who's on there with you, and how did you pick the group to be together?
So it's me, Connor Radigan, Cam Hart, and KJ Wallace. And we all live together in our house, and we always have these conversations where like we should record this, like jokingly, but
yep.
Opportunity arose and we jumped at it. And now we have a podcast called Inside the Garage, and it's literally filmed inside of our garage in our house. So pretty self-explanatory name, but it's we like it, and we're having fun with it, and it's not too much off our schedule. So it's something that just it also creates good bonding between us, because you just get to sit back and talk to each other for an hour, which may not happen all the time.
No, I think it's healthy, man. I'm right there with you. I agree with you. So spending some time around Coach Free this summer, one of the biggest things I heard was that Coach Norvell, they have some history together. Florida State can be tricky. Why? How? What's tricky about them?
I think they're very strong on offense. I feel like they're explosive, yet at the same time they have good backs, and especially this year with Mackenzie Milton and Jordan Travis, they both offer completely different strengths. And Mike Norvell has a great offensive scheme and knows how to scheme certain defenses and gets a look that he likes and stays in it, and has the utmost confidence in his playbook. And I feel like the team feels the same way. And once they all buy in and understand that their coach has a good plan for him, I feel like Florida State's a really threatening team, and hopefully we can go in and show that we're pretty good at stopping threatening teams.
I dig it, man. I like it. All right, 3rd and short, just 3 quick ones, and you're on your way. One freshman that will be a star at Notre Dame throughout his career.
Prince Collie.
I dig it. One thing that makes Coach Freeman mad.
Not running to the football.
Awesome. One thing you bought with your NIL money when it first came in.
I bought my mom a ring.
Okay, I like it. Take care of mom first.
Yeah.
All right, it's the best safety in college football in my eyes. Kyle Hamilton, really appreciate you taking some time, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
No doubt. We'll see you here soon.